The Horizon Europe program, which was launched on Tuesday, 2nd February, has a budget of around 94 billion euros for research and innovation all over Europe from 2021 to 2027. Horizon Europe is the 9th European framework program for research and innovation, following on the Horizon 2020 program that was from 2014 to 2020, and will be the biggest program ever undertaken in Europe. Its launch by the Portuguese presidency of the Council of the EU is being promoted along with a mobilization process for all of Europe, in conjunction with structural funds and particularly with the national recovery and resilience plans of each member state in preparation for the Next Generation EU from 2021 to 2026 program. The aim is for the European Union to lead the twin green and digital transition in association with a resilient recovery through a renewed European research area, the ERA, and through an effective increase in public and private investment in R&D, particularly in the context of the recent affirmation by the European Commission of the goal of 3% of public and private investment in R&D in terms of gross domestic product by 2030. Horizon Europe is thus based on 3 terms of reference. First, on scientific excellence, the development of quality skills and expertise in order to reinforce the scientific leadership of the European Union, with the involvement of all the regions and all European citizens. Creation of new markets, working conditions and skills, particularly in the sectors most severely affected by the negative impacts of the pandemic. And second, global challenges and European industrial competitiveness. Natural resources, mobility, food, digital media and energy are just some of the areas that can count on additional support for research into the challenges they face, as well as for the associated industrial technology. It is in this area that partnerships are expected to be created with the aim of achieving carbon neutrality by 2050. And third, innovative and inclusive Europe. There will be stimuli for the creation of professional careers linked to research, both in the public and private sectors, making them more inclusive, particularly for women and minorities. It's also intended to foster research and recruitment ecosystems in order to train and retain talents in Europe. Other goals include cooperation between nation and national funding agencies and the European Commission, while also contributing to promoting the creation of European university networks. The Horizon Europe program includes 4 implementation pillars. Pillar 1 is the science of excellence, supporting scientific excellence in terms of human resources and infrastructure, particularly through the European Research Council, the ERC, the Marie Skłodowska-Curie actions, as well as research infrastructures. And Pillar 2 is global challenges and European industrial competitiveness, which will support research and development activities in 6 areas or clusters: health, culture, creativity and inclusive society, civil security for society, digital industry and space, climate, energy and mobility, food, bioeconomy, natural resources, agriculture and environment. Under the scope of these 6 areas, Pillar 2 then also includes research missions in 5 areas. One is cancer, then adaptation to climate changing, including societal transformation, climate neutral and smart cities, soil health and food, healthy oceans, seas, coastal and inland waters, and institutional partnerships aimed at mobilizing public and private sectors in areas such as energy, transport, biodiversity, health, food, and the circular economy. And the Pillar 3 is Innovative Europe, supporting the creation of new markets and SMEs, including new supports to be granted under the scope of the new European Innovation Council. The support for European innovation ecosystems and for the European Institute of Innovation and Technology. That's the EIT. The EIT legislation was recently revised on January 29th, already during the Portuguese presidency, in order to encompass more inclusive action open to all of Europe and 2 new areas of intervention through knowledge and innovative communities, namely oceans and creative industries, in addition to the initial areas of health, digital, energy, materials and climate. And Pillar 4 is extending participation and reinforcement of the European research area, including support for the extension of participation in the reinforcement of the European research area through a set of different funding instruments aimed at establishing networks for human resources, and the same at institutional level. The implementation of the Horizon Europe program will be coordinated by the European Commission, and in that case their Directorate General for Research, following on from the previous European Research and Innovation Framework programs. Further details at Horizon Europe you can get from the European Commission if you're interested. In the case of Portugal, the coordination and dissemination of the strategy for reinforcing national participation in the Horizon Europe 2021 to 2027 program is carried out through PERIN, that's Portugal in Europe Research and Innovation Network, which includes the main funding agencies and promoters, namely FCT, ANI, AICIB, PT Space, the Erasmus Agency and DGES, working closely with the promotion offices for European programs and academic and research institutes, as well as in companies, business associations, and company incubation centers and interface institutions. Portugal's aim is to double national participation in the Horizon Europe 2021-27 program compared to participation in the Horizon 2020 program, and attract around 2 billion euros for research and innovation activities on a competitive basis by the public and private sectors, including SMEs, in comparison to the approximately 1.1 billion attracted between 2014 and 2020 through supports granted by the Horizon 2020 program, also in competitive terms. And if you want to stay informed, please subscribe to my channel and to my other channels. I'll see you in my next video. Auf Wiedersehen.